From sloppy head to left unread. From swallow to no follow. From licking your balls to no new calls. From hitting the back to never coming back. From making it squirt to leaving you hurt. From being humped to getting dumped. From sitting on my face to saying, I need space. From clapping cheeks to not hearing you in weeks. From thumbing the butt to I don't give a fuck. From licking your bean to leaving you unseen. From happy smiles to
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Mood offers me a beer, and I was like, sure. Buddy's like, wait, are you serious? Bro, Steve's gonna drink. For real?
Yeah, buddy.
About time. So they all crowd around me like a big titty Asian at the club, waiting for me to take my first sip. I take a massive chug and immediately was like, this tastes like dog shit. Buddy's like, it's Keystone Light. What did you expect? I'm like, do you have anything to chase this with? He's like, to chase beer with? I mean, there's juice boxes in the fridge.
Give me.
I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. He says, don't give me that bullshit. I know you did this. I'm like, I'm sorry, did what? He says, you know, you're just like your deadbeat sister. And that's when something inside me snapped. I'm like, this motherfucker is trying to bring my family into this? Nuh-uh. So I say to him, wait, what happened to your desk? It looks a little disheveled. He says, I'm not the person you want to fuck with. And I said, hey, I don't see a wedding band on your finger. It doesn't look like anyone's fucking with you. He says, if you don't confess, I'll have you expelled. And I'm like, what evidence do you have? Hearsay from classmates? He says, no, you left the receipt in the dildo box, stupid. And right on the receipt, it says my full fucking name. Them right front and center. So then we came back with backpacks on and we're like, oh wait, what's this? Then took the towels off them for everyone to see. Within minutes, there is a huge crowd around them with people dying laughing. And my dopamine is spiking as I'm just looking around campus at all the joy that I've caused. Eventually, the people in the photos discovered them, and that's when the real entertainment began. You see, the guys were good sports about it. One of them was posing next to it, taking pictures with people, smiling. But the girl with the watermelon titties was not happy. She kept trying to rip it up, but she was struggling, which only drew more attention to herself. It was perfect as an appetizer. I wasn't really into that, so I skip forward in the video, and the guy sticks out his foot and says, lick it. The girl says, ew, no, then goes back to tossing his salad. And I'm laughing so hard that I yell for my roommates. I'm like, guys, you gotta see this. They're like, bro, were you touching yourself? I'm like, I was, but seriously, come watch this. And we all stood around the computer having a good chuckle. My buddy is like, how is a foot less disgusting than his Patrick Star? And I'm like, I know, right? Number 3, Jesus. So I searched around my house for some crap to throw in a box when I came across my dog's old chew toys. Most were torn apart, except for one stuffed toy that was a little devil, where if you squeezed it, it'd say, the devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. Ah, ah, ah. I'm like, perfect. So I put it in a shoebox, wrote the name Shelby above it, and wrapped it in Jewish wrapping paper. Why Jewish? Because that's what I had laying around my house, and there was a 0% chance I was going to spend any money on this gift. So I go to the wedding, put the gift with the other presents, dance with my mom for a few hours, and then head back home. The next day, I have a threatening voicemail from my father, who I haven't talked to in years. I'm like, what the hell is this about? So I call him up, and he proceeds to curse me out, saying I should be lucky he didn't tell people where I lived. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, the hate crime you committed at the wedding. I'm like, whoa, hate crime? He's like, his family is Jewish. You knew what you were doing with that present. And then it all hit me. You see, what happened was my sister decided to open up gifts at the wedding, which is wild, because you're basically just throwing shade at different people. Oh, a toaster, Jerry? That's nice. And Becky got us a $200 gift card to Target, but a shitty toaster's just as good. So when she opened up my gift, the entire groom side of the family somehow took a stuffed devil doll in Jewish wrapping paper as a hate crime. Ignoring how dumb you must be to make that correlation, this entire situation could have been mitigated by my sister. Because not only was she the one that bought the toy, it very clearly said my dog's name right above it. So she could have just brushed it off saying, oh, it's my brother being a dick. Like, they're just having fun. Then they kept splashing, and I'm like, all right, f this. So I say, children, stop. At first they did, but kids have the attention span of a gerbil on Skittles, so I just went back to splashing. That's when I cut my hands and pushed as much water as I could into one of the kids' faces. He starts crying because he's a little bitch, or because I pushed a gallon of chlorine in his eyes. Either way, he starts screaming, and his mom, who apparently is the other adult in the hot tub, says, did you just hit my child? I said, no, ma'am. The water hit your child. She starts cursing me out, saying, do you know who I am? I can get you thrown off this boat. Now, under most circumstances, I would try to de-escalate this situation. But I'm on vacation, and I don't give a f***. So I proceed to viciously make fun of this woman. Ma'am, I was under the impression that fat people had big tits. What happened? Did God punish you with both ugly kids and the body of a manatee? And how are you going to get me thrown off this boat? Bribe the captain with a hand job from your sausage fingers? Needless to say, she didn't take it very well and gets out of the hot tub screaming for a manager. Fortunately, I'm an expert in talking to staff. So a crew member comes over and says what seems to be the problem. The wild Karen starts going off on how I hit her kid and she wants me thrown off the boat. Staff member then asks me what happened. I said, I am very sorry you have to deal with this today. You see, I was relaxing in the hot tub when this woman's kids kept splashing me and I asked them to stop. The wild Karen says, that's not what happened. He's lying. And I said, sir, this woman is quite hysterical. I can leave if that works best for you. The Karen screams, no, I want him thrown off this boat. That's when I turned to her kid and said, "You got water in your eyes, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "That's why you're crying, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "See, they were splashing water, some got into his eyes, and their mother got very upset." Karen starts yelling, "You're a piece of shit. I'm gonna get you thrown off this boat." She's screaming even louder now, and I'm just sitting there smirking, drinking my pina colada. Eventually, more staff come and escort her off the pool deck, and I was like, what a great way to start an influencer mansion. You're gonna have to take one if you want to make it. I love it when you cry.